All right, I will call to order at 7 p.m. This is the Thursday, December 10th, 2015 Finance Committee meeting. On the agenda for tonight, we have a light agenda. We're going to discuss the budget prep work for January, Devon's analysis questionnaire, and then just some other discussions about process change for the budget, and then the normal stuff. All right, so starting with the budget. So we should have everything, I believe, next week. So I just pulling up the calendar. I can visualize a little bit better. I forgot to print them off.
One behind you?
Yeah, it's behind me though.
I didn't know it would be easier.
It'll be like my kids. That tells me turning.
We can take it off the wall and hang it back up.
No, it's okay. So we should have those, actually they're due at the end of next week. We should have them early the week of Christmas. Are you still offering to update the budget model over Christmas break?
Over Christmas break?
Or
What does this date do by?
Well, we have our,
January 5th.
first of all, it's our next question. First meeting should probably be January 3rd, either the 6th or the 13th.
I had it in the minutes, but of course I don't have a hard copy of those.
I have some time off, I can work on it.
If you can, I can do
I
it.
can work on it.
It won't take too long. I'm gonna, before I send it to you, I'll actually clean it up because there's a lot of columns that I was trying to like get better detailed breakdown of the expenses, but once everything goes into chaos mode after that first pass, I can never keep track of it. So let me clean it up and I'll send it to you. So we reconvene back in January. I'll be honest, I would like to meet on the 13th as our first meeting of the new year. That's okay. I don't know what my availability is going to be on the 6th. I have a very quick turnaround with quarter end close at work.
13 should be.
Okay.
It wasn't before, but it is.
And any objections to having one of the departments come in that night, fire, police, or DPW?
None by me.
I'm just double checking that date, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
All right. Then we'll meet on the 20th, the week after, and then the 27th. And we'll see where we are at that point. Then I think hopefully at that point we can go back to we're meeting on the 10th. Board of Selectmen wants to meet in early February because we want to try and get a little more collaborative this year from an informational share standpoint.
So they're going to come to our meeting?
We'll see how we can work that out. I'll try and get
I
new
think
program.
they're creating their own budget though, right?
That's what they say they are, yeah.
Did you say the 13th and the 27th?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
13th,
20th,
20th, and the 27th.
Excuse me, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll meet with DPW, which we'll try and schedule. We'll actually try and schedule DPW in February.
I actually had, on my notes, I had more dates than that we discussed.
I think we might have discussed the 3rd, February 3rd. Okay. Not sure if everyone saw the forwarded email regarding the library. They're looking at, they are reclassifying their employees, so they're looking at a $50,000 increase in salaries.
Why are they reclassifying? Is it
I'm assuming it's because we did it for all the other non-union employees.
Yeah, they're not on our grid.
I don't know the process that they went through. The director of the library said that she did the study herself. So I would actually like to have the library come in to discuss that. Because it's more than just a $50,000 increase the way that the law is written for funding of a library. They have to spend certain percentage of their budget on materials,
right,
etc.
yeah.
So if their budget increases by $50,000 just for salaries, there's a tangible piece that has to actually increase to get them to that percentage for certification.
All right. I have our first meeting is the 13th.
Okay.
Nothing on the 20th. Then the 27th, the 3rd, and the 10th. But we can throw, I don't have an objection to throwing it
If
in.
no one has an objection, I'd like to do that if possible.
Yeah, it's fine, and then we're gonna do DPW last, because
Yep, we'll do them in
traditionally
February.
they're,
Always making changes, which is fine, which is understandable. We'll have a preliminary from them in another week and a half.
we're gonna do a preliminary review of the budget on
Yeah,
the
13
13th,
will be just us, preliminary review.
and then do fire and police together. But if we've fire and police on one of those days, because we figured both chiefs would be able to look through their budgets. And then one night for people who wanted to meet with
Yeah.
us, or we wanted to, so that would be library, and the last one would be DPW.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking is meeting with the administration, combining town administrator and the town accountant, because it covers a lot of budget lines. I guess we can see how the numbers come in for that.
So we may add a fifth meeting, or throw that into one of these other ones.
We can throw that into one of the other ones, because I think we have enough flexibility. Yeah, really?
My poor choice of words.
Okay. I think we can get through everything we need to, hopefully within that, because really all we're adding is the 20th and the 3rd as extra meetings.
Mhm.
Everything else is regularly scheduled.
Okay.
All right, so we talked about the budget, we have the schedule, the model. I'm gonna skip down really quick down to the old business. So the feedback that we got at the buy board and from some of the other people I've talked to seem to be fairly receptive to everything. We'll utilize email, for any questions that come out on the 13th for clarification on anything. And some of the big ones like the library, we will look to meet with. Okay. Anything else on the budget? Okay. All right, Devon's analysis. I didn't have a chance to put anything together in written form for this. So, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, the Harvard DEAC or DEAC actually made a recommendation for the first time. They've always been against taking the historical boundaries back for Harvard, but I guess they redid their analysis and they actually recommend that it would be beneficial to the town. So I think it's worthwhile. Something that's been on the back burner for quite some time, and I do want to get Frank Maxon to stop calling my house. So I'd like to actually try working on this a little bit over the winter and try and pull it together for the summer.
Would you like me to contact the Harvard Town Administrator to see where the town is on that? That would be,
I appreciate that, yeah.
yeah, I
Absolutely.
haven't talked to her in a long time, it'd be good.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could meet with them.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, I do have a, somewhere in my emails, I do have a packet from the Harvard DEAC from Victor Normand that he had sent me back during the Vicksburg Square, which was part of his analysis.
Did it have an orange cover? Because I know exactly where mine is if it did.
I think it did, yeah.
I know exactly where mine is if you don't know where yours is. I mean, not that
Mine's buried somewhere. I'll look for it. We're cleaning the house over Christmas break, so.
Well,
Yeah.
all right, so I'll call Marie. And the DI pack. It's about yay big.
Mine wasn't that big.
Well, I have-
Mine was only about
Oh, I have more
half an inch
stuff.
to an inch thick. So my thought was for a starting point was to put together a questionnaire that we can send to the departments and all the and see how they feel it might impact services. So some of the questions would be just a general looking at it from two areas. There's an increase in population if that were to happen, and what impact that would have, and an increase in square mileage.
Significant increase in business, at least for us.
Yeah, business increase.
And that would range from your industrial, commercial industrial, right down to your little ones like gas stations and pizza places.
Yeah, does that fall in there?
I think so.
The
Where
Devon's
where
Village?
does the Devon's Inn fall in this act? That's all,
That I'm not
Side.
sure.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's
The,
Harvard.
the resident inn and the Marriott or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What about that whole shopping area over there where they have the,
It's mostly Harvard.
is it?
It's on
All right.
Harvard, yeah.
Oh, that might be there.
I think that's,
Intrigue.
well, and I think that's why they put,
Mhm.
if you look at where they've done a lot, I mean, they've built out the entire, area, but a majority of it's been in Harvard, so.
Another significant area, not concern, but inquiry for us would be added police.
Yep.
I know Chief Murray has said for years that he would need to increase his staff, and that goes without saying, the fire department and ambulance.
Salaries,
Money.
contracts, lots of money.
Well, I'm hoping that the taxes that are generated from all those businesses will
Well,
offset
and that's
that.
what we're looking to do is, two things. One is the pure financial is, does the revenue the potential revenue offset the potential increase in expenses? The other one is also the quality of services, to make sure that, it's not going to be completely detrimental to what we have here in town.
Don't we have to do a zoning change because the zoning went right through? Remember where Vicksburg Square is? Remember that was part of the first part because the zoning line actually went through there, and then we're going to have to do a little
The
bit.
border,
zone.
the county
Yeah.
line, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 75% of Vicksburg was in Ayer, 25 as well.
Yes. And
Certainly
it
they
goes
would
down,
try.
we get the DPW, I think, the Job Corps, some of the industrial
I
things.
think there's a lot involved in restoring jurisdiction, but
Part of
I think it would probably involve intermunicipal agreements and so on and so
Right.
forth, because you've got power lines and water
Oh.
lines and.
Well, so on the utility front, Devon's,
DPW was, I was gonna say, is one of the
Devon's
nice
is primarily fully contained. So like the water system and the sewer system are all contained, and there's just the only branch off is actually the one that we're paying for that feeds into Devon's. So something like that would actually be handled more through whichever town the sewage plant lies in the
Sure.
water. When they would bill the residents and the businesses for that directly, and they would have to handle all of that.
So the wastewater facility and everything on Devon's is in Shirley?
wouldn't affect our agreement at all.
No, I'm just thinking of operating a wastewater treatment facility without any personnel.
So thinking a question of general concerns of that, of expansion, general benefits. Is there anything they see that might be beneficial?
Pros and cons, basically.
Yeah. Anything else? No? Okay. All right. I'll
School?
yeah, we should probably put something there, or at least some questions together for the school district. All right, I'll throw together a rough draft at some point with those points, and we can go from there. We'll try and get through the primary budget
Budget first,
process with the departments themselves
definitely.
before we actually reach out to them. Okay. And you said you're going to contact our town administrator? Okay. And I'll look for, and you have a packet, I'll look for my packet also, see if I can find what I have.
I'm glad you mentioned it because my goal for the holidays was to deep six most of that stuff. So I can use furniture in my new basement.
It's overrated.
I don't know about that.
Anything else on the Devon's analysis? No? Okay. Mary, anything? All right. Moving on, we did old business. For mail, I actually never got a chance. I didn't get a chance to come by on Tuesday, so there's no mail. I'll stop by next week and pick it up. If there's anything urgent, I'll let everyone know.
I think your beacon is in there. I think it's open right now. Was when I
Are
came
we
in.
recessing for a minute?
We're gonna recess for 10 seconds, so 20 seconds.
Can we vote on that?
How was your fundraising going?
Pretty good. I raised, how much did I raise? I raised a little over $2,000.
How much do you need? Or what is your goal?
12,500.
Did you get something to send in here so they can put it up on the website page like I told you?
Not yet. I put together my social media stuff over the last
back
week
in
because I
session.
hadn't done that. So I need to send that over.
Let's see, we have downtown Christmas celebration Saturday. Concert at Town Hall, Hay Rides with Santa, Holiday Stroll on Main Street. Sunday is the Tuba Christmas concert. Yeah,
That's like a tradition, right?
it is.
It has become one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter wants to go, but actually my wife plays in the Groton Community Concert, so we're going to that at the same time. She wasn't happy.
I can't take her to the Tuba Christmas.
We have the budget memo from Finance Committee and Town Administrator. In our budgets, we have $324 left in our Finance Committee budget, and it says we have $150,000 in our reserve fund, but we should have less than that because we've done reserve fund transfers already.
What's the date of that? Right
Sure,
there.
in it for 2006 instead of 2005.
2006.
Is it fiscal
2015.
And we have a new beacon.
Yeah.
House
Oh, that's
OPS
right.
overhaul of public records law.
That,
And Attorney General Maura Healey will be the WEMO speaker. WEMO. The school finance work makes recommendations. I'm going to take this home and read it. If that's okay, I'll bring it back to the next meeting. We want to read up on the financing for schools. Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. I'll reach out to her. Yes. Because it should have the appropriations that we made last week. Plus,
And
I think,
we've
plus
done a
we've done a
few
couple more, yeah.
That is weird. Very weird.
All right.
So in the mail there was, what did everything go? Mail was agenda, I mean, no.
The memo, yeah, the beacon, the memo, and our budgets.
Budget. Memos.
For minutes, we have October 6th and November 19th. Those were distributed for review. I did have one edit, which I did make in the last of the roundtable section from last week, or from our last meeting. The way that it was originally worded regarding the discussion about a new elementary school made it sound like we had like concrete information,
There was
like we
going
were,
to be a
yes.
new one, yeah.
So I edited that and said, discussion regarding the state of Page Hill Top School led to a question of when an elementary school would be built or rehabilitated. Scott provided information from conversations around the time of regionalization, but no concrete information is known.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
I didn't even write anything down about the discussion, as I said to you, I just kind of let it be, and
Yeah.
I said, oh, but we had this long discussion about, and actually I said dialogue originally, because it was just the two of you, and so I whipped together a sentence that really was ultra generic, but not effective.
I read it and I was like, oh, that's
Well,
not,
because,
that's not gonna go
when
over
you
well.
said that to me, I said, yeah, well, there isn't a new elementary school, but it sure did sound that way when I wrote it up. But that's what happens when you do these things at 5 in the morning. Rather than midnight. I don't know which is easier. Yes, I did. Did you get a chance to look at them? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, any other edits or changes to make? No? Okay.
So I will move that we approve the minutes of the Finance Committee minutes of October 6th and November 19th, 2015.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a first and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. 3-0 unanimous.
And I know
You can sign away.
I know I only have 2 in arrears from May and April. I think the school presentation of its budget
I have
is
one
one.
from June, 2 from June, I think, or July.
I think two from June. Rather than go into a great deal of detail on the school budget presentation, because it was
That's fine.
cameraed,
Yeah.
taped.
Or you can say recorded. Either one. Potato.
It's very difficult. I'm gonna be generic without a lot of numbers. And
Yeah,
just,
that's
you
fine.
know, make reference to the fact that the entire meeting is available on videotape.
That's fine.
Because no one's gonna read these things anyway. Yeah, well, we would know because we'd hear from them. You know, have you ever considered how easy your signature would be to forge?
Well, you know,
Oops, I'm writing Pauline.
I sign my name a lot, so it's gotten sloppy through the years.
Mine has too. I noticed that today.
Upcoming business 5-year budget model, something I'll start working on once we get through our initial meetings. Committee updates, there are no additional committee updates. I know capital planning is beginning to meet or has met once.
Did you have one meeting?
We did have a meeting, you know, we're trying to do things different this year, so we met Monday. And we had received our packets at home, so we came in with a whole slew of questions. We gave them to the town administrator to bring back the information to us. We are going to meet next Thursday with the DPW because we have tons of questions, a lot of projects, and as you know, there's a lot going on in town. And especially now too with the East Main Street project starting, it's going to be a huge thing. And then if you're following what the selectmen are doing, they're meeting with the administration from Mass DOT and from Littleton to try and get the corner down there of Willow Road and everything. If that is done next year, how are people going to get around? We can't, well, I mean, people have to work.
It's a good point, yeah.
And we can't tie up the whole town, so that's gonna be a big thing, and we do have a lot of questions, so we figure we'll probably have to meet with him another time, possibly a third time.
So you're meeting with DPW next Monday?
No, Thursday the
Thursday, I'm
17th.
sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
We don't have anyone on capital planning.
We don't, it's available if anyone wants to.
It's
We
timing
can vote
issue.
you on tonight.
It's a timing issue though, because it's
Yeah, it's
usually
earlier
yeah.
in the evening or
Doesn't work
late
for me.
afternoon. Yeah, I can't.
I think we've got a fairly respectable capital planning committee on whom we can rely.
You got a good group there. Absolutely.
One thing I
Who's your
should,
selectman rep? Excuse me.
Selectman Hillman, because he was last year and he wanted to follow
There
through.
was once only the chairman could be on the capital planning.
One thing that Lisa did remind everybody, and she's probably said it to you too, is when the auditors were here, they cautioned us that we need to get back to following our financial policies. You know, some people think that using free cash and paying for everything is the way to go. It's not, and Standard and Poor's frowns on that. And if you've read what they said to the state, they've said the same thing, that you've got to stop using one time
Yeah, that came up at the by-board meeting, and it was in the packet that I
Yeah.
handed out last time we met.
I didn't make reference to that in the minutes because we just,
It
Handed
was,
out, we
yeah, it
didn't
was just a
discuss it.
handout.
but
kind
I
of
flipped through some of that as well to see if I could jog my memory on any discussions we had. And we did very well in the audit, but that was
Yeah.
stressed. But we've traditionally tried to only use it for smaller one-time.
Yeah, last year we paid for the new rescue truck with that because we had such a large amount.
Plus it was,
But we may have a
What
huge
do you-
increase
what do you
next
call it when they, the enterprise fund, oh my God, all I could think of was electronic EFTs, and I knew that was enterprise fund money also, so we supplemented that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing that, I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
That's okay.
We may get a big increase in health insurance though this year. I mean, everybody's
Yeah.
kind of expecting that.
Oh,
so.
ours,
We've been expecting it for the last 3 years and it
Wow.
hasn't come to the degree that we thought. So we know what to do at some point.
And if you follow too, that some of the health companies, United Healthcare, lost $500 million already this year, and they're thinking of getting out of the exchanges.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah, and it's all going to have a negative impact, unfortunately.
yes.
Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought on that.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's
We were
just,
talking about one-time expenditures under, and the standard.
no, it was about the
report there,
packet. It was the discussions that we had around the packet.
And how well we did in the
Yeah,
audit,
it's
and
It's okay.
it'll come back.
It'll come back. It'll come back to me after we adjourn. Guaranteed.
Well, we're almost at that point, so.
Lisa was working on the liens today, I know that. It's
Finance Committee roundtable. I'll open up to the committee first if there's anything.
No.
No? Okay. Pauline has something.
I read somewhere that the tax collector was reporting something to the selectmen about property taxes or some collections or something.
She sent us
She sent
a
it
list
to
of
you.
outstanding property taxes that the selectmen had requested.
Okay, that must be what I read then.
Yeah.
Do we know what they're doing with that? With
Yeah.
they, meaning the collector and the treasurer?
She hasn't turned anything over
To the treasurer?
She hasn't put anything in the paper. The treasurer can't do anything
Right.
until
Yeah.
the tax collector
Tax
There was,
does
there was a
certified.
comment during the
certified.
buy board about tax title in that we didn't have a lot in tax title because.
The process hasn't been done yet.
Well, actually no, because a lot of it has been cleared off in the last year and a half.
Oh, so we don't
So,
have it, any,
Yeah, we don't
we
have
don't have
it
any
queued,
that
we don't have
give.
it queued up. I
Gotcha.
think that was a comment that Standing Poor's had when we were going over the packet.
I'll
the
look
audit.
at that again. But I know that the collector has to certify it, has to publicize it, has to give everybody the opportunity before she can turn it over to the
Hasn't been
treasurer.
done since 2013,
Right.
and that was just a small amount when John was
Yeah,
kicking and screaming and pushed to do it.
I think, I do think we need to get that. We should suggest that it be done soon, at least anything that's 2014. And you can't do the
Yeah, I
current
haven't
year,
seen the
obviously.
list.
But I do think we should impress upon the collector that that's something that needs to be done.
All the other towns have had it in
Yeah.
the paper.
Yeah.
I'll follow the tax collector on that, get some information. The only thing I have for the roundtable is I know we're getting into kind of the budget and the busy season, so just open communications if you guys are feeling overwhelmed or whatever. If you don't think you're gonna have time to update the model, just let me know. I can do that over the Christmas break. Because actually my work shuts down between Christmas and New Year's, which is nice.
I managed to get out of all my travel for the month of January. I don't even know how I did that.
Next meeting schedule, our next regular scheduled meeting is Wednesday the 23rd at at this point in time, I don't see any reason for us to meet. So I was gonna waylay that, and then we'll go as our next meeting will be January 13th,
Unless something comes up.
unless something comes up. Yeah. On the 23rd, just if anything does come up, are people going to at least be local?
Mhm.
We canceled the house on the Board of Health too, there's really nothing to, at
It's,
that time.
I don't think we've ever met that week.
The only thing that could possibly be a necessity would be a reserve fund transfer at the selectmen meeting. There won't be one of those
Right.
unless it comes
Unless
from
from elected officials.
official.
Yeah, that's the only reason I think we would adjourn. All right. Anything else, Mary? For anything for the roundtable? Sorry, I skipped over you.
No, I think I updated you on
Awesome. I
capital
appreciate it.
and
Thank you. All right. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
That,
Make a motion to adjourn at 7:31 p.m.
yes, second. Earlier and earlier, that means we're getting more and more efficient.
No, we just have less to do.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, should I?
We'll get back to later meetings. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye.